Recently, I spoke with Senator Alice Mann on her bill that would ban cell phones in Minnesota schools. Take a look. And we're joined now by Senator Alice Mann of Edina, and also you represent Bloomington. Thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. I was at that hearing on Monday when you talked about how you had gone across the state with your aide to talk to students about their cell phone use. Tell us about some of the things that you found along the way.
Yeah, so we had roundtables in multiple districts across the state. We talked to teachers, parents, students, administrators, and everyone with boots on the ground to talk about what cell phones are like and what's happening in our schools. And we heard some really amazing stories. I think the one that really stood out to us was that there was, we asked, have you seen, they were talking about sending pictures without consent of each other on cell phones, taking a picture of tests. And then we said, have you seen pictures of your colleagues naked? And they all the kids in the room just kind of shrugged and said, yeah, that happens all the time. Like it was no big deal. And we were left there with, our jaws on the floor. But they said apparently these are common occurrences that they were experiencing.
Right. And that's something, I know that you are a physician. You're also a mom of 4 kids. What was your sort of instinctive reaction to that when you heard that?
That was a bit stressful. And I think not just that, right? But they were talking about when they're sitting in class trying to listen, phones are going off across the entire classroom. Okay. So even if you don't personally have a cell phone, the distraction from the cell phones are keeping every child in the classroom from learning that day. And of course, we were hearing from teachers who spend a large portion of their day trying to enforce and trying to tell kids to put away their cell phones instead of teaching. And it's becoming really time-consuming for them.
Well, you brought on some teachers and a superintendent from St. Cloud to talk about the problems they've faced. Every school district is facing this problem, and I think all parents wrestle with this problem. I know there's not another hearing scheduled, but do you think some sort of ban could go into effect for the state of Minnesota, whether it's in the classroom or just in the entire school property? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we can do something. And I don't think, no one's talking about a ban on phones in school property just during the classroom, so during class time. So that kids, of course, again, can pay attention and learn what they're supposed to learn. So I hope that something can happen. We are not going to be the first state to do this. This is not groundbreaking. Many other states have banned cell phones in the classroom. And the thing that we have heard from schools in Minnesota and from schools across the country is that once that ban goes into effect, everything gets better. The kids are paying more attention. They're participating more. They're more engaged. Teachers are happier because they're teaching and not spending time telling kids to put their phones away. There has not been a report of any school anywhere that has gone back and said, no, we got to get phones back in the classroom. Not one report of that.
All right. Well, Senator Jordan Rasmussen, a conservative Republican from Fergus Falls, is a co-sponsor on this. You've got bipartisan support. I mean, do you think this could really happen? Although I think there's been a lot of pushback as well.
Well, the pushback is interesting. It's from districts saying that we want local control. And the bill, as it's written, allows complete local control. You can enforce this and ask kids to put away your phones however you want. It doesn't have any prescriptions in the bill on how to do it. And in fact, districts are encouraged to continue doing what they are currently doing if it's working for them. This is not a bipartisan issue. Having kids in a classroom learn what they're supposed to learn and not be on their cell phone scrolling through social media is not a bipartisan issue. And so, we have bipartisan support, and we have support from administrations. We have support from teachers. We have support from parents. So I'm hopeful that something can happen this year.
All right. Well, Senator Mann, thank you so much. Really appreciate your efforts and your time.
Thank you so much, Esme.